My child, you've carried sadness in silence, smiles that faded before they could reach your eyes. Laughter that once filled your chest now echoes faintly in memory. There are days you don't even know what happened to your joy, only that it disappeared quietly, slipping out of reach like sunlight on a cloudy morning. But I see you. I've watched as you tried to keep going, as you showed up for others while your own soul longed for color. You've been kind to people even when the world didn't feel kind to you. You've whispered prayers from beneath your breath, not loud but desperate. God, I just want to feel alive again. You haven't lost your joy forever. It's not gone. It's not beyond you. It's not too late. I am the God who restores what is broken, and today I am restoring what joy felt like it slipped through your fingers. You see, joy isn't just a feeling. It's not only laughter in good times or the absence of hardship. Joy is deeper. Joy is me and you. Joy is the knowing, even in chaos, even in sorrow, that you are loved beyond measure, carried beyond strength, and destined for something beautiful. That joy has always been in you. It was buried, yes, but never lost to me. I want you to remember something, my beloved. When you lost what you loved, when you were let down, when you walked through heartbreak, your soul didn't become less valuable. You didn't become broken, beyond repair. You became someone I could show my healing power through. And I've been doing just that, in every quiet moment when you didn't give up. In every sunrise you woke up for when you didn't feel like moving. In every breath that kept going when your heart felt heavy. That was me. I've never stopped working. And now it's time to rebuild your joy. Not a fragile joy that breaks with the weather, but a strong, sacred joy. The kind that grows in the soil of trust, watered by hope, and rooted in my promises. You've been grieving not just losses, but the person you used to be. The version of you who laughed easily, who danced without overthinking, who believed miracles were possible. You miss them. But what if I told you, I'm not bringing back who you were. I'm making you someone even more beautiful. Your joy is being rebuilt, not as a copy of yesterday, but as a new, radiant testimony of my faithfulness in your today. The tears you cried in private, they mattered. They were seeds, and I have counted every one. Joy is rising now, not because circumstances are perfect, but because I am present. I am close, and I am doing something new. Do you feel that, child? That little flicker in your chest? That is hope waking up. That is joy beginning to breathe again. Let me carry you as I speak life into those dry places. Let me show you that there's laughter after mourning, that there's dancing after stillness, that there's light after long nights. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where joy returns, and not the kind that fades, the kind that stays. So take a breath. Let go of the guilt for losing your spark. Let go of the shame for not feeling okay. You are human, but you are held by a God who restores. Come walk with me. Let me show you what joy looks like again. Let me remind you who you are, and how deeply I delight in you. Today is sacred. Today is the beginning of something new. I am restoring the joy you thought you lost, and I'm starting now. My beloved child, I see the quiet ache in your heart, the longing for a joy that once danced freely in your spirit. You've smiled, but inside, something has felt missing. You've pressed forward doing what you must, but deep within you've wondered, will I ever feel light again? Will joy ever come back to me? Yes, my child, I am here to tell you, not only will it return, I am restoring it even now. The joy you thought you lost is not gone forever. It was never forgotten. It was never beyond my reach. There are moments in life when joy seems to slip through your fingers. It fades slowly, not with thunder but like a whisper in the wind. You wake one day and realize you haven't felt truly alive in a long time. But I have seen every tear behind closed doors, every silent prayer for renewal, every time you pushed through your day giving your best, hoping that maybe, just maybe, joy would find you again. And it will. Because I am the God who restores. I do not forget the days of your laughter. I remember how your eyes used to shine when hope filled your heart. I remember the freedom you felt when you danced without fear, spoke without shame, dreamed without limits. You may think those days are gone, locked in a past you can't reclaim. But hear me, my precious one, I am not bound by time. What seems lost to you is never lost to me. I gather the broken pieces and breathe life into what was shattered. I know the heaviness you've carried, disappointments that dulled your wonder, betrayals that silenced your laughter, burdens that dimmed your light. And still I stayed with you. Even when you couldn't feel me, even when you stopped expecting joy to return, I was there, holding space, guarding hope, protecting the embers of joy buried beneath your sorrow. And now, the time has come. I am stirring the joy again, not just a surface happiness, but a deep, soul-rooted gladness that does not depend on circumstances, a joy that flows from my spirit within you, a joy that cannot be shaken even in storms. Can you feel it rising even now? That flicker of warmth, that sudden breath of hope that feels unfamiliar, but good? That is me. I am whispering into the hollow places of your soul. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too late for joy. I am restoring the joy you thought you lost. Slowly, gently, completely. And as I do, it will not look exactly like before. It will be deeper, wiser, more compassionate, because it will carry the wisdom of your journey. It will be joy touched by mercy, joy formed in the fire and purified through grace. You will laugh again, and it won't be forced. It will bubble up from the new well I am digging inside of you. You will dance again, and it won't be for show. It will be your soul responding to the rhythm of my love. You will speak again, and your words will carry life, because you will have tasted my goodness in your darkest nights. Yes, my child, this is the beginning of your restoration. Let me remind you, I am not a God of partial healing. When I restore fully. When I pour out joy, I do not hold back. When I breathe over dry bones, they rise with strength. So be still, even if you don't yet feel the fullness. Stay close, even if you still have questions. Trust me. Even if you don't understand how it's happening, you don't need to figure it all out. You just need to receive. I am doing this, not because you earned it, but because I love you, because I delight in you, because I am your Father, and restoring. Joy is my joy. Even now I'm planting seeds of laughter in places that felt lifeless. I'm turning your mourning into dancing, your ashes into beauty, your silence into singing. The journey is not over. In fact, it's only just beginning. You are stepping into a new season. One where joy is not a memory, but a daily companion. Where you will wake with hope, not dread. Where smiles will not be a mask, but a reflection of peace within. Where the sound of your own laughter will surprise you and heal you. Stay with me. Let me take you there. This is your daily message from heaven. I am restoring the joy you thought you lost. Let's continue with main section, part 1 when you're ready. Would you like me to proceed? My beloved child, let's begin here, Wycombe, with honesty. You've carried so much more than anyone knows. Smiles on the outside, storms on the inside. You've kept moving, kept working, kept serving. But your soul has whispered to me, God, where did my joy go? I don't feel like myself anymore. And I heard that whisper. I felt it as clearly as thunder. Because I know you. I made you. And I know what it's like when joy begins to fade. Sometimes it's not a sudden loss. Sometimes it's a slow erosion, like waves stealing grains of sand from the shore until you barely recognize the shape of your own spirit. But I am the God who rebuilds the shorelines. I bring back what was lost. Even better, I restore it deeper, stronger, and richer than before. Today I want to remind you, you are not too far gone. Your joy is not beyond recovery. What you thought was dead, I am calling it back to life. Because joy is not something the world can give, and so it's not something the world can take away. True joy comes from me. I placed it in your spirit when I formed you. It's your inheritance. It's your identity. And I never revoke my gifts. So, even if life has worn you down, even if you've been betrayed, disappointed, or simply exhausted, I have not forgotten the sound of your laughter. I have not forgotten the freedom in your dance. I have not forgotten the joy I designed you to carry. Can I show you something? Picture a garden, once vibrant, now overgrown and wilted. Others may walk by and see nothing but weeds, but I see the seeds still buried deep. I see the roots still alive beneath the surface. And so I come, not to scold, but to tend, to water, to clear away what doesn't belong, to breathe sunlight back into the soil of your soul. That's what I'm doing in you now. You've been so strong for so long. You've kept going even when your heart felt heavy. You've smiled through pain. You've loved others even when you felt empty. And I honor that. I see that. But I don't want you to just survive. I want you to feel alive again. There is a difference between existing and living. You were created for more than endurance. You were made for joy, and not just shallow, passing happiness, but joy that runs deep, joy that holds you steady when the winds blow, joy that bubbles up even when nothing makes sense, joy that says, I know who I belong to, and I know He is with me. Do you remember the first time you truly felt my presence? Do you remember that stillness, that warmth, that sense that even if nothing else in the world went right, everything was still okay because I was there? That was joy. And it's not gone. It's not lost. It's simply waiting. Waiting for this moment. For today. Because today, I'm beginning something new in you. You may not feel it all at once. It may start as a flicker, a gentle spark, a small moment of laughter that surprises you, a smile that reaches deeper than usual, a breath that feels a little lighter. That's me. That's restoration beginning. Don't rush it. Let me take my time with you. Let joy come back in layers, not to overwhelm, but to strengthen. Because I want this joy to last. Not a flash of feeling, but a foundation. Not a fleeting high, but a holy confidence. You're not going back to how things used to be. You're moving forward to something even better. I want you to know joy after the storm, joy after the healing, joy born of intimacy with me, joy that is rooted in truth, not performance, not perfection, but presence. My presence. That's the secret. Not more effort, not more achievements, but more of me. Joy grows where I am welcomed. Joy blooms where my love is believed, so today welcome me again. Not just into your prayers, but into your emotions. Let me sit with your sorrow, not to erase it, but to transform it. Let me cradle your weariness on, not to shame you, but to carry you. because you are not a burden. You are my delight, and I am so proud of you. You've made it through more than you give yourself credit for. You've endured without giving up completely, and now joy comes not to replace the pain but to rise from it like morning light after the darkest night. My child, listen closely. You don't have to earn this. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to wait for everything in your life to be perfect. You can receive joy right here, right now. Because I am here, and I am enough. Let me fill the empty spaces. Let me breathe into your lungs again. Let me remind your heart how to beat with gladness. Because I'm not just the God who comforts you in sorrow. I'm the God who restores your song. You will sing again. You will wake with expectancy again. You will smile without guilt, dance without fear, and dream without limitation. This is your time. This is your renewal. This is the beginning of joy, and I will walk every step with you. Joy in one hand, grace in the other. Are you ready? Let me carry you into part 2, where joy begins to overflow. My child, let's go deeper now. Joy is not just something I give you in peaceful seasons. It is a light I place inside you to shine through every season, not just when life is calm, but when the waves rise, when tears fall, when prayers seem unanswered. That's when my joy matters most. You see, the world defines joy as the result of having what you want, but I define joy as the result of knowing who you belong to, and you belong to me. No circumstance can cancel that. No loss, no failure, no delay. None of it has the power to take you out of my hand. You've been through things that should have made you bitter. But here you are, still hoping, still trusting, still holding on to me even when your arms have felt weak. Do you see how much strength that takes? Let me tell you something powerful. Even when you've said, God, I don't know if I can feel joy again, I've replied, that's okay, I never left, and I'll carry it for you until you can. That's what I've been doing. Even on the days you didn't feel me, even in the nights when you felt alone, I've been singing over you in silence, holding joy for you until your heart was ready. Again. You don't need to feel ashamed if you lost your joy. You're human. You've experienced grief. You've walked through seasons of confusion. You've loved deeply. And sometimes loss came with it. But I'm not afraid of that. I enter into it with you. Let me remind you of something. When I walked the earth, I cried. I wept at gravesides. I knew betrayal. I knew exhaustion. And yet, my joy was never taken from me. Because joy doesn't mean ignoring pain. Joy means carrying peace in the midst of pain. Joy means saying, I don't understand everything, but I trust the one who does. That's the kind of joy I'm restoring in you. Not plastic smiles, not forced positivity, but a deep, unshakable river of gladness that flows from my presence in your life. You may wonder, but how can I feel joy when so much has changed? And I say, joy is not found in things staying the same. It is found in knowing I remain the same. My love hasn't changed. My plan for your life hasn't changed. My nearness hasn't changed. In fact, some of the most beautiful joy grows in the soil of change, because when everything else is shifting, you lean into me more fully. And in my arms, you find laughter again. Yes, laughter. Not because your life is perfect, but because you begin to remember that you are deeply, eternally, unconditionally loved. Loved beyond performance. Loved beyond achievement. Loved without condition. And that kind of love brings joy that heals. So today, breathe again. Not with pressure, but with peace. Let the heaviness lift from your chest. Let the lie that says I have to hold it all together fall away. I'm holding you. That is enough. And now, let me walk you into memories you've hidden. Remember when you used to dream with wide eyes? When you'd laugh at nothing? When you found joy in small things, like the sun warming your skin or the sound of rain outside your window? That joy wasn't foolish, it was holy, and I want to bring it back. I want you to look up again, to notice beauty again, to laugh again. You are not too old. It is not too late. You are not disqualified. You're still my child, and my children carry joy that confuses the world. It's the joy of the redeemed, the joy of those who have been through fire but don't smell like smoke. The joy of those who say, "My God was faithful even here." That's your song, and it's time to sing it again. You don't need a stage. You don't need everything to make sense. You just need one truth: I am with you, and where I am, joy is. So here's what I want you to do even now. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Now listen. You are safe. You are seen. You are loved. You are mine. Let that settle in. Let it warm the places that grew cold. Let it revive what felt numb. You've been surviving, but now it's time to live again. I will bring the people you need. I will open the doors you've prayed for. I will restore the relationships that seemed lost. But even before all of that, I am restoring you, because you are my joy, and you deserve to feel it again too. Now, stay close. The next part of our journey is where things begin to bloom. My child, let's talk about the places where your joy once lived, and then seemed to vanish. You remember those moments when laughter was effortless, when you felt free without fear of judgment, when you weren't weighed down by timelines or comparisons. Those moments weren't illusions. They were glimpses of the kind of life I've always wanted for you. Somewhere along the way, the world taught you to be cautious with joy, to ration your gladness, to protect yourself by expecting the worst, just in case. But I never created joy to be a luxury. I created it to be your strength. Yes, your strength. The joy of the Lord is your strength, not because it makes you naive, but because it anchors you when life shakes. Because when your soul carries my joy, you don't fall apart, even when things fall apart around you. So now, let me breathe on those places where your joy once lived. Let me walk you back into your own heart, not to shame you, but to show you the beauty that still exists. You haven't lost yourself. You've simply been buried under layers of expectation, pressure, and survival. But here I am, and I am peeling back those layers with gentleness and truth. Do you remember how it felt to dance, even alone in your room? To sing out loud without caring if it was perfect? To create, to imagine, to believe without limits? That wasn't childish. It was sacred. It was the echo of Eden inside you. It was joy, and that joy is still here. Not in your past, but in your present, waiting to be rediscovered. Let me give you permission today. You are allowed to feel again. You are allowed to laugh again. You are allowed to live without guilt. You've been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. You've been trying to earn a joy I've always wanted to give freely. So stop for a moment, right here, right now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Let your breathing slow. I'm here, and I am whispering joy back into your soul. Not loud or forceful, but steady, warm, true. I delight in you. That's what my spirit keeps saying. You, the one who's been trying so hard. You, the one who feels unnoticed in a crowded world. You, the one who gives so much and sometimes receives so little. You are not invisible to me. Every quiet act of love you've done, I've seen it. Every silent prayer you've whispered, I've heard it. Every tear you've cried, I've caught it, and I will turn every one of them into seeds of joy. You don't need to wait for joy to come from the outside, because I am already planting it inside of you. This isn't a temporary happiness that fades. It's a restoration of your soul. I'm not offering you a feeling. I'm offering you myself. And where I dwell, joy flows. That's why even in your lowest moments, there's a part of you that still believes. That's me, keeping your flame alive. You thought you were close to burning out, but I was simply refining your faith. Now from that refining fire, I'm bringing forth something unshakable, a joy that pain cannot kill. You will rise, not just because you're strong, but because I am lifting you. And as you rise, your joy will return in waves, not forced, but free. Suddenly you'll catch yourself smiling and wonder why. You'll laugh at a memory and realize healing is happening. You'll look at your future and feel hope again. This is what I do. I turn mourning into dancing. I turn ashes into beauty. I turn sorrow into strength, not by pretending pain didn't happen, but by proving that even pain cannot block my purpose. Let me speak this into your heart now. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not forgotten. You are being restored moment by moment by the one who made you, and when I restore something, I don't return it to the way it was. I make it better, more whole, more radiant, more joyful than ever before. That's my promise to you, and my promises are not fragile. They are backed by my nature, and my nature is faithful. So breathe that in. You're not too far gone. You're not too empty. You are ripe for restoration, and your joy is coming back, not because you forced it, but because you trusted me. Keep coming to me every day. Keep talking to me, even when the words feel small. Keep opening your heart, even if only a little at a time. I don't require perfection. I only ask for your presence, because when you sit with me, joy sits with you. And little by little, it rises. Until one day you realize you're walking in it again. Not a borrowed joy, not a masked joy, but a joy that came through the fire and still stands. And that, my beloved, is the joy no one can take away. My child, as we come to the close of this sacred time together, I want you to pause, not just in body but in heart. Let the stillness settle around you. You've just received a truth that your soul has long been waiting for. Not a distant truth, not a truth for someone else, but a truth for you. Yes, you, the one listening now with tired eyes and a hopeful heart. You've been asking, will I ever feel joy again? And I have answered, yes, and more than before. You see, joy is not merely a fleeting emotion. It is the sound of heaven echoing through your life. It is my signature written across your days, even the broken ones. And I, your creator, have never stopped writing. There is joy coming to you that will make sense of the silence. There is laughter ahead that will soften the ache of what was lost. There are mornings waiting for you, filled with light that no night can hold back. I want you to know this deep in your spirit. I never blamed you for your sadness. I never distanced myself when you were down. I sat with you in the ache, and I'm standing with you now in the healing, because joy is not something you have to chase. It's something I'm placing within you, again and again, as you allow me. Even now, there is a gentle stirring in your soul. That's me, awakening what seemed buried, bringing warmth to what felt cold, breathing life where it seemed dry. The joy I'm restoring in you is not based on circumstance. It's not waiting for everything to be perfect. It starts with knowing, truly knowing, that I am with you, that I've always been, that you have not failed me, that you are not too late, that your story isn't over. Your joy is not behind you. It's not stuck in a better season or locked in a younger version of you. It's ahead, and I am leading you into it, step by step, day by day. So walk with me, even if it's slow, even if it's with trembling, even if you're unsure. You don't have to feel joyful to be on the path to joy. You just have to be willing to believe that I can restore what you thought was gone. That is faith. That is trust. That is love. And I am love. Right now I am wrapping my peace around your heart like a soft robe. Feel it. You don't need to fix yourself before you receive my joy. You just need to be here, with me. Because in my presence healing begins. In my presence joy is born again. So take one more deep breath, my beloved, and know that you are safe. You are seen. You are understood. You are loved beyond measure. You are not just surviving. You are being revived. And the joy that's coming will be deeper because of what you've walked through. You may not see it all now, but you will. And when that day comes, when your laughter returns in full, when you dance again without fear, you'll remember this moment, and you'll whisper, "You were right there, God. You were always right here. Yes, my child, I always was, and I always will be." Let this truth carry you through tonight and into tomorrow. You are being restored, and so is your joy. Now go in peace, not because the world has changed, but because you have. And I will walk with you through every moment still to come. I love you always. Amen.